everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity 2! And here we are, finally made it to Nekataka, where Fedoran promptly bought himself a hat, decked himself out in his finery, and ended up here at the Valian Trading Company headquarters. All in a day's work. Today's session? Exploration. We're in a new town. New city. Lots to do, lots to see. Cobblers, map makers, all kinds of stuff. So we're going to spend pretty much the entirety of today's session just taking a look around, a bit of a nosy. And then after we've done that, we might decide to actually do something important, such as maybe find our way to the Kahanga Palace in the Serpent's Crown district. Maybe. We'll see. But after our time on the high seas, Fedoran wants a little bit of downtime. But before that, there was a bit of an issue with this sewerage. Kinda want to see what's going on. And there's also somebody here to speak to.
Yeah?
A named person, so
Of course.
I have no clue where we're going to end up by doing this, but when it comes to doing jobs involving sewage and foul smells, there's only one man for the task. Sorry, Adair.
Yeah?
Okay. First of all, we're going to inspect the grate. Okay, so the exposure to the elements has worn away the surrounding brickwork, which could be a route in. We could use a pry bar to open the grate. Send someone to bend the bars. Use a spell to melt the bars, or look for a structural weakness. We know what Fedoran's like, don't we? Oh, I can see here that, a bit of magic. Me being a former scion of flame, seems to have lost that power for the time being. May be able to do something. Let me see here. Combusting wounds. The arcane glow and recitation cause a din, but luckily your efforts don't draw any unwanted attention. And indeed, one of the bars melts from the masonry. And you use a minimal exertion to pull it free. It slips into the water with a hiss of cooling metal. Sorry about that, getting bloody messages. Yeah, Fedoran looking rather pleased with himself. And the party climbing through. Oh, God. Why are we slinking in the sewer? I was hoping to be able to send somebody through rather than the whole party go. It doesn't seem like the kind of thing you want to be doing when you've just arrived in Nekataka and you're trying to impress the nobility. Getting yourself all caked in sewerage, but hey-ho. The lure of riches, probably too much to turn down. Remgren and Fedoran have failed their constitution checks. In the darkness of the tunnel you hear quiet retching. You press on with offered sympathies. As you progress through the tunnel, a change in the air pressure catches your attention. There is an opening above your head. The walls are slick and coated with waste. But you find handholds carved in either side of a narrow passage leading up. You haul yourself out of the pit toward freedom. And through the toilet of the Valian Trading Company. Of all the places to end up caked in sewage and smelling foul, it's the Valian Trading Company. A place which Fedoran would not wish to be seen looking in such a state. Hoping that when he quickly exits here, that nobody save the cleaner sees or smells him. Rather embarrassingly making it past the guard as well, running outside. perhaps taking a bit of time whilst in the toilet and washroom to just freshen up a touch as best as you can. Well, that was a pointless endeavour, wasn't it?
Hey.
Absolutely pointless. Oh dear. Right, okay. Good start to the session.
Yeah.
Speaking with this character here. No sooner do you approach the Valiant woman, and she squints, wrinkles her nose, turns it up, and regards you with a thinly veiled distaste. Is it the smell of sewage?
I only deal with serious clients. Now shoo.
Excuse me?
Done. You are dismissed. Madiko. But it is impossible to find skilled work when every competent freelancer wastes their shore leave in the wild mare.
She grimaces towards the east.
When blood travels south of their brains, the value of a good bounty is forgotten.
Bounties? Ooh, we've done bounties in the past, and bounties usually yield rewards. And not to mention, we have a head decomposing in our pack, which may be a bounty of interest already. Yes, Fedoran saying he's taken down a fair few bounties in his time. Perhaps we could take a few of them off this young lady's hands.
You, a nameless face of the streets?
Nameless face? I don't know if you know or have heard of me, but I am Lord Fedoran.
I do not make a habit of shepherding new talent, but there is a seed of potential.
She sighs to herself and peers over your shoulder before giving up and addressing you directly.
We will cut your teeth on Biakara, a Huana sailor and would-be patriot who plagues company ships.
I was hoping to get a choice, one of which would have been Merle the Mad, possibly, but maybe not. Okay. Biakara, a Huana sailor. Why not? That's what we're here for.
Gelarde. Biakara sails a voyager's scale of Tangaloa off of Hasongo's northeastern coast.
Okay, so one of the gods. Yes, we might have some questions, and so these kind of bounties are ship bounties, so these people that will be sailing the sea, we have to engage them in ship combat, and then when we beat them, either through boarding or through the actual naval combat mechanic, we can take their triumph and bring it back here.
Questions? Ask your questions, Aimiko.
You don't happen to have any other bounties available, do you?
But you have your quarry already. Once the target is sunk, come back to me for another. But too much eagerness can be a bad thing.
Okay. I shall report back when we have the triumph. Okay, so we have a bounty. Trying to bring up the bloody journal, right? Oh, there you go. So let's have a look here. There you go. Bounty, Biakara. We'll bear that in mind. I've got a feeling by the time we leave Nekataka, we're going to be laden with stuff to do. It's a rather big place. And we're going to be doing a lot of talking to people, so... Yeah. We shall save the wild mare for our return. We shall spend the night here again, of course. It's costing 200 a night. Fedoran's expensive taste on all that. And we only have 1,000, which gives us 5 nights to play with. Not a great deal, so we can't afford to dither too much. And we're going to need to find a source of income whilst we're in the city, otherwise it may get a bit costly. I mean, we could stay in the storage shed for free if we get desperate, but Fedoran isn't sleeping in a storage shed. Well, it's a room, really, but same difference. Might as well be a shed. So, for the time being, prevailing tragedy, we are going to be forced to having a dare looting random crates and barrels in the hope of finding some coin to go towards our tavern fund.
Hey. Uh-huh.
Shh. Keep your voices down, my cullies.
What are these kids up to? We do wonder.
What do you need? Yeah?
They are in the close proximity of a guard.
Sure.
They surely can't be up to no good.
You want something?
What do you need?
Not particularly, just being nosy. Sometimes it does pay
What
to
do you
be
need?
nosy, you know? Right, okay, dead eye.
Yeah? Of course.
So let's get a bit of order to our exploration here. So we're going to start off at the Luminous Adramil, which seems like a good place to start considering our quest and all that. We'll then move to Sansa's Map Emporium. Excuse me. And then we'll bob along to the Cobbler. Fedoran not particularly bothered about shoes too much, but hey, if a shoe matches a hat, well, more power to it. And then we'll kind of head northwards and finish off, but
Hey.
whilst looting and plundering barrels on the way. The Luminous Adramil has many parts, it seems. Look at this, how big this place is. It's huge.
Uh-huh.
The Queen is holding court today with the Valiant and Rowattians.
How long before they're killing each other?
Wager on it?
Huh. Look at that. How cool is that? Waterfall coming down onto the wheel, turning the wheel. Very nice. Water's coming in. Beautiful. The rooftop balcony, how very posh. There's a lot of balconies and terraces here.
Of course.
Lots of alfresco dining going on, eh? Right, okay, what have we got here? So we've got a... Ooh! Oh, don't go running off behind where you're not supposed to be going.
Eh?
Cortina's voice finds you before she does, her barks of laughter and cheerful directives resounding throughout the mill. She flits from worker to worker, offering critique and approval. When she finally spots you, a shadow of apprehension passes over her face. She hides it with a toothy grin.
If you are here about the taxes, tell the Queen... Oh, you are not the tax collector.
She narrows her eyes, her hand twitching at the hilt of her blade.
What business brings you to my mill?
I'm just new in town, just looking around. What exactly do you do here? She looks around the room with exaggerated wonder, her eyes wide. She laughs a little to herself and runs a finger across the arm of the chair beside her. She holds the finger up for your inspection. It's caked in shimmering blue dust.
We mill luminous, of course. Take big chunks, break into smaller chunks, crush into dust-sized chunks. Per complancanet, it is really not so complicated.
She gives you a condescending little pat on the arm. Yeah. And who might you be in charge of this operation, are you?
Okay?
She leans close, one prodigiously furry eyebrow raised.
You go around asking just anyone in Queen's Birth personal questions, maybe you end up dead in a ditch. Have caution, eh?
Duly noted.
Lucky for you, I am a woman of honor.
She gives you a sunny smile and claps her hands together.
I direct luminous milling for the Valian Trading Company. It's a nice job, eh? And I'm quite good at it. You want to know more? Buy me a drink first, per guano.
She claps you on the shoulder, a playful smile on her lips.
Good day.
Got it.
Oh, very quaint. Right. So there's lots of mill workers, lots of milling going on. Luminous Adra by the crate load. Hope she doesn't mind us just taking a nosy around. I mean, we're fascinated by this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. To the balcony then. Oh, another animal. A wet dog this time. Quite the menagerie we are gathering. Abraham. Oh. Okay, let's take a look at him. Come on, while we're here, let's take a wee peeky. We still have this belt. What does it do? Extra stride and survival? Extra stride and survival. I think he's our survival guy, right? I'll give it to you for now. Where's me doggy? Here he is. Abraham. Reduces recovery penalty for armour. Ooh, that's quite good. That is quite good for somebody like, for instance, Nadog. But we can't get rid of Toby for now. He's only just come, and, you know, namesake and all that. So how did he get into that part of the mill?
Yeah.
No, that didn't come out right. How did he get into that part of the mill? Through the door, you will probably be saying. I meant, how does that part of the mill connect with this part of the mill? It looks like a separate building because there's no way into there from down here. That's what I meant before you start casting your comments, alright? Ah. It is the same mill, but the door wasn't highlighted. Maybe because we didn't travel down this part. Oh well, there you go. Answers my question. It's not a separate part of the mill, it's the same mill. Okay. Luminous Adra Mill. I got a sneaking suspicion we will be returning there at some point. And Adair likes Toby. Seems to be a common theme in this town. Stray dogs just left on terraces and balconies. Right, Sansa's Map Emporium. Interesting.
Hey.
Take a look. Oh, trap detected. Holy hell. A hidden thingy. Lots of little hidey holes. And a dog. Yes.
Here.
Obviously very, very kind of curious. And this man obviously taking security very seriously.
Oh, hello. Welcome to my shop. It's such a pleasure to see a new face.
That is actually a really big dog compared to ours, isn't it? The size of it. It's like a bloody wolf. Oh, it's off for a note. Look at that. Oh, and bonding little friendships being made already.
How might I assist you?
What is it you do here? Fedoran asking the pertinent and obvious questions today. I make maps.
Oh, I am a cartographer. I make maps. I'm
Oh.
not half bad at it either. And may the gods forgive my immodesty for saying so. If you need a map of any settled region of the Deadfire, I am your man. And my commission rates are quite generous. It used to be I would take to the sea and do a bit of charting myself, but I haven't the time. Too many maps need making. A shame, too. There's a whole swath of the Deadfire I've yet to see. I'm quite keen to write a book, in fact. Oh, but I won't trouble you about that. Excuse my nattering on, won't you?
Okay, I've got a few little questions that we can ask here and comments we can make. Okay, so first of all, we'll start with what he has for sale.
Certainly, certainly. It would be my pleasure. Of course, it's mostly books and knickknacks. Maps I do on commission, you see.
Books and knickknacks. So, Adventurous Grimoire. Ooh, grimoires. Okay, that puts a slight little twist on things. Oh. Even if we never use the grimoires, I think Fedoran is a kind of mage or wizard that would probably want at least one of every type of grimoire he's come across. So that at the very least, if he gets some kind of abode in the future, you know, a new keep perhaps or something, with a library in it, he can put all his grimoires in. So that if ever he finds himself in a situation like he has done recently where he's lost all knowledge of previously known spells, he just has to simply return to his library and refresh his memory. After 5 years of retirement, you know? Snakeskin Grimoire costs a bit more. See, it all depends on what kind of build we're going for and what spells we want before we start purchasing, or before we start equipping certain grimoires. As I've said, he will be trying to purchase every grimoire he comes across. And at this point, he's already scribbling furiously into his notebook the location of these grimoires so that he can return when he has the money to do so. A snakeskin one. I mean, just for the look alone, look at that. A grimoire backed and fronted with the scales of a snake. Very unique indeed. And then we've got volumes 1 to 4, The Pitfalls of the Deadfire. I mean, Fedoran's never been one for reading whilst he's adventuring. He has read in his time, hence how he professes to know a fair thing about a few different things in the world for the purposes of storytelling. A bit of, a bit of exaggeration, and we may purchase some if we've got a bit of spare coin. Oh, this is it. This is it. The Spyglass. I mentioned in the last session or the session before about an item that allows you to see what's on shipwrecks and stuff. I think it's this. Yeah, look. Where the magnification of a distant object can spell the difference between survival and a sunken ship. Right. So it allows you to view objects from land while on your ship, while also providing special options during many encounters of the world. Yeah, we need this. This would be very handy. Especially when Fedoran's trying to avoid all manner of danger. That gives us the upper hand, I think. So we're going to have to save up 5,000 coin for that. And remember where it is. He also does scrolls. Thief's Putty, which is actually quite rare and very useful. And some potions and stuff. Right, okay, so it's a bit of an odds and ends seller. But yeah, grimoires, maybe some pitfalls of the Deadfire for a bit of lore, and a spyglass certainly are the things to be purchased from this fella. Take note and remember.
How might I assist you?
Nice dog, rather large.
You think so? He is a magnificent beast, isn't he?
His face splits into a broad grin, bright enough to light the room, and Adair likes animals, so he's approving of Fedoran's interest in the animal, in the dog there.
He's been a bit low lately. Between you and me, I think he's heartsick for the sea.
Oh, bless him. And before I leave, you mentioned you were writing a book.
I'm putting together an explorer's account of the Deadfire. Or at least the part of it Queen Onekaza's tribe has laid claim to. My book will be the first of its kind. The Explorers Club will go mad for it.
Am I sensing a quest here?
Or, well, that was the idea. It's a fiercely dangerous enterprise, in point of fact, and nobody will agree to chart the islands for me.
Yeah, a bit of charting of islands. I think I sense something here. I think I sense... Fedoran senses an opportunity.
You'd think ship captains would be a bold-hearted bunch. I offered fair recompense.
Recompense, you say?
I'm not exactly the most powerful fighter, or I do it all myself. Still, wouldn't it be wonderful? An explorer's guide to the Deadfire. Someday.
I mean, if we could swindle not only some recompense for the work we're doing, but perhaps a cut of the profits of the book when it's been, when it's sold. Royalties and all that, he might have himself a deal. Yeah, well, I'm a well-seasoned traveller. I have a ship. I could do with the coin. Don't suppose you need a hand with that little quandary of yours?
Do you mean it? This is... wow! I can't thank you enough. It's a lot of ground, I mean water to cover, and some of these islands are in very dangerous waters.
Despite his words, the gleeful expression on Sansa's face has not faded.
Don't worry, I planned it all out. We'll get your feet wet first. With a little experience under your belt, I'm sure you'll get a taste for it. Nothing will stop us. I mean, you. The idea is to explore all the islands that haven't been charted yet, or even named. That falls to you, amico.
So
You can't tell me you've never wanted to name your own island?
Yeah, so we've already named one of our own islands. Remember Worm's Rest? So I wonder if we're going to get an advance payment for that. Because we've already done it, right? Come on, Fedoran, use your brain.
I thought we could start with the waters around the company outpost at Port Magi. There are 2 islands in the region, and nobody's taken much notice of them yet.
Yeah, I think we found one of them.
Once you're back, I'll start filling in my map and adding your findings to the book. Oh, this will be wonderful.
Let's have a look. Where's that? Mapping the archipelago. Yeah, so I've discovered one of them. Inhabited by Clan Azarip, so that's Worm's Rest. So maybe we can hand that in now?
Welcome back, welcome back. It is a pleasure to see you once again. Tell me, how is the sailing? Smooth? Nothing to delay your expedition, I hope. How might I assist you?
Okay, so we found one, but we need to find the second one. Right, okay. Well, we shall return. Hopefully, when we found the second one. To the north. Oh yeah, that was to the north. We haven't been to the one to the south, so there's one to the south of Port Marjorie. Okay. Well, intrepid adventurer, sailor, and now going to be mapping the islands of the archipelago. Oh well. Fame and fortune. Well, perhaps not so much fortune really, but certainly fame. Being able to name all these islands and have them written down in a book for all to read? Lord Fedoran, discoverer of so many? Aura's version of Captain Columbus.
Sure.
Okay, to the cobbler. Not that we need new shoes, but... Oh, there's a named character here.
No problem.
Let's have a wee conflab.
Well met, stranger. Akira, but isn't this district a fine place?
This Hawana woman stares off into the distance with a longing expression. Yeah, cabble. Okay, sorry about that. I had a phone call to answer. Just trying to rebook holiday plans in this rather tumultuous time. Okay, so this Hawana woman was staring off into the distance with a longing expression, and Fedoran kind of looking to see what she's looking at. She doesn't settle on any point of particular interest. Everything from the high buildings to the cobblestones is a subject of fascination. She notices your attention and turns her eyes to the ground.
I am not one meant to venture far from the gullet. Until recently, I had a respectable job at the Luminous Bathhouse.
The Luminous Bathhouse? Now that sounds like luxury. Like some kind of spa. Fedoran having to bring himself out of his daydream himself. Oh, this poor woman has obviously lost her job.
Now that I am unemployed, I seek to make myself useful before the money runs out, and I must return to the Roparu as a pauper.
Oh, a sad tale. And how did you lose your job?
More happens at the bathhouse than cleanliness and ease. It is a place of meetings, business, and transactions, to all of which the attendants are either blind or deaf. One day, I overheard more than I ought to have. In my erring, I gasped. To my great shame, I showed a most unprofessional reaction before clients. I was fired, and rightly so.
Oh, God. What did you overhear in the bathhouse to cause such a scandal? She shakes her head and lowers it in the deepest shame. She's trembling, and it's clear that, in her estimate, she has suffered enough without debasing herself even further. Oh. Okay. Asking about the bathhouse, we want to see exactly what it is, or hear, rather.
A wonderful place. Would that I could cross its threshold again, and feel the mist of luminous waters. In spite of my time there, I cannot do else but give it my highest recommendation.
Oof.
You will find the Luminous Bathhouse in Periki's Overlook.
Oh, we've heard about Periki's flipping overlook from that blooming pet thing. Pet slicer, dicer, stripper, whatever it was called, from that advertisement that flitted onto our deck while we were being chased by pirates. Right, okay, thank you. She doesn't have to sell it to us. From our daydreaming, we assumed that the bathhouse was going to be a place that we wanted to visit most urgently, and it seems it is indeed. Right, let's carry on to the cobblers as night now begins to draw in. It's 1900 hours. It's soon time to rest up once again in the wild mare. Another 200 copper down the Swanee.
A giant? One of the Rathun?
No, much bigger.
Oh.
Such is the rumor.
Ooh.
Sounds like sailor tales to me.
Eothas's tramplings making it over here to Nekataka. The rumours about it, at least.
Yeah, sure.
In the market for decent footwear? You won't find any cat leather around in my shop. Some of us hold ourselves to a higher standard. Of course. Come take a look.
Okay, Shorewalker sandals, giving us extra stride and resolve, and boots of stealth. +2 to stealth. Handy for our stealthy one. Remgren is our stealthy one, right? Yeah, handy for our stealthy one. Bit pricey, of course. We're beginning to feel more and more poor as we explore. We can't afford anything we're seeing right now, really. All of our riches gone with our thought. I think that realisation is dawning upon Fedoran. At one point he was more concerned about his hat collection that's disappeared, but no, his actual collection of coin gone as well.
Yeah, no problem.
It's the first time. Well, it's not the first time, but it's seeing all these things. It's beginning to dawn upon him. Okay, so we're not going to people's estates right now. So instead, we shall head to Famous Fish, Hunting Sundries. Or should we start there? We'll probably start here first. To the Dockside Arms and Armour, Back Alley. It's probably the name for the entire area, to be fair. And then we'll get these last couple of stalls. Maybe see the shipwright, and then we'll finish off in the Wild Mare for a good old knees up. Why not? Right.
Hey.
Right, so seeing as we're now in the back alley, we might as well stick close together and probably quick save it, just in case there's any kind of ne'er-do-wells, loitering, robbers waiting to relieve strays of their coins. Raunchy poetry etched onto the brickwork.
I got it.
Now call me childish. Feel free to call me childish, but her name is it's quite unfortunate.
Yeah?
So we've got broken bottles. Ooh. Some golden suols. And some berries.
I got it.
Well met, stranger. If you feel like investing in protection, I'd be willing to trade iron for copper.
No, that's actually fine, but I'm looking for even better equipment. Bye. We haven't seen it yet. Ooh, Heaven's Cacophony. How the hell's that? Look at that. Ooh. Intellect and religion. Divine knowledge. Wow, nice. Horns of the Bleak Mother. And Gate Crashes. Some armors, some weaponry. Anything decent? Fine shield. Again, a bit out of our price range, really. Okay, some named items, craft, enchantable stuff, and some standard fare. Perhaps Fedoran was quite correct there, really, with his assessment of the situation. A wealthy gentleman.
Sure.
So many people know of us, calling us Watcher as we pass. Okay.
Care for a fish or two, stranger? Today's catch, ripped straight from the hands of the salty wench.
I can't see us wanting to buy
You'll
any
find
fish,
no fresh-
really, but you never know, stranger things have happened. Cuttlefish, +1 to crew morale, quite cheap also, better than hardtack. +1 to intellect if eaten when resting also. Seems to me like quite a bargain, that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Cuttlefish could become a staple on our ship, maybe.
Yeah.
Welcome! Venturing out past the city. You'll want supplies. Crab traps or the like for larger game, I warrant. Of course. Take your time.
Whoa. Cave grubbling summoning statue. It's all about the summons, you know. Right, that's another thing we need to put onto our list of things to purchase. We've got summons, we've got telescopes, we've got grimoires, or boots of stealth. Lots of stuff to buy and not much money to buy it with. Spices. Unguent of animalism. Athletics and survival. That'd be quite good for a dare. Spices. Yeah, added to the list. I mean, I might, once the session's finished, actually use the note feature of the game for a change, rather than my little black book. You know, shopping, Fedoran shopping list, and just keep adding to it as we go along.
Yeah. Leave it to me. Got it.
Okay. Another dog! How many flipping dogs in this? We're going to have a bloody pack of dogs before much longer. Levin! Oh, but look at him, isn't he so nice? White dog. +1 to intellect. And your party moves more quickly in combat. Oh man. All these creatures. Is it? I wonder what... A critter cleaver. I wonder.
Yeah? No problem.
Okay, so this is a ship, right?
Dora must think I work for free.
So some dock workers are just taking a look at the sea. Why not? As the sun begins to set.
I'll see it done. Yeah? Sure.
Be with you in just a... Almost had it. Damn your eyes.
The sun-scarred dwarf gingerly picks at a splinter in his thumb, muttering.
Hazard of the work, really.
He gives up with a frustrated grunt, shaking his head.
Came in on the sloop? I can hammer your ship together if you're apt to pay me for it.
Having trouble with the client?
Aye. Captain Redora hasn't paid me for her commissioned firepower.
He pulls at the end of his beard and winces.
While I'm up to my nose in debt, the wild mare gobbles up her coin. And now, pirates are holding my feet to the fire over some sham of a deal.
Oh dear.
If I don't get Redora's payment, I might as well start carving my swallow net.
Well, ooh. Interesting. If it gets me a discount on your labour, should I need it, I suppose I might be able to whisper in Redora's ear.
You do that? A fair price goes without saying, Cully.
He entangles his hand from his beard to link his thumb and forefinger with a wink.
It all comes down to blasted pans and pyres in the end, doesn't it? Oh, come take a look.
Fedoran doing a bit of the old-fashioned bargaining, yeah? I scratch your back, you scratch mine, eh? Nice little discount. Okay. Obtaining a discount from him might be very useful, considering the price of some of the things he's selling. You know, 10, 15, 20% off a galleon is a lot of money. Right, so you got Voyager, Dow, Galleon, junk. You got sails and hulls and cannons and supplies. Oh my god. Yep. Getting a discount from him, if it does indeed count to his shop as well, I think it must do. Anchors, lanterns. What's that? Captain's quarters? Upgrades the cabins of the captain to be more luxurious. What? A pen created to house all of the extra pets that can't be taken on adventures? Oh my god! If we thought we were poor when we were shopping around looking at a few odds and sods, we certainly feel downright bankrupt looking at some of the stuff here. It's almost as if we can't imagine ever being able to afford such things again without far away from them. Look at all this stuff. Holy cow! And we can hire crew members from here too. Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Again. We'll add them to our shopping list. There might be on our list for a long time, some of those things. Right, okay. God, that's depressing, isn't it? Very, very depressing. I think we've explored pretty much everything here that we wanted to. It's taken us a day. I think we're going to sort of abjectly walk back to the Wild Mare, ruining our lost riches and just what they would have bought us had we still been in possession of them. Alright. Play me some good music, please. Music Maestro. So I noticed in the recording of the last session? Yeah, last session. That Luca, wine-stained Luca, he was present when we first came into the Wild Mare. So it's quite cool that people do end up going to different places. So like he was the clerk of the Valian Trading Company, wasn't he? So we might just pop in to see if if there are any more wine stains on him.
Yeah.
My one solace from the tedious bureaucracy.
He sounds a bit gone to me. A bit drunk.
Ado, my friend. I knew our paths would cross eventually.
A Valian shouts over the din of the Wild Mare to get your attention, turning a great many heads to study your exchange. He takes a hearty swig of his tankard. Do I know you?
Not yet, but I know that we will be fast friends. Tell me, you are the one who sails that fine ship, Ak? Terrorize the docks with spirits, Ak?
Leaning in close, he sips from the tankard and loudly sucks moisture from his upper lip. Oh, that little incident with the harbour master. Yeah. Who's asking?
I am Aboko, and I am positioned to offer... I have opportunities for...
He clumsily unfolds a sheaf of parchment. The tankard slips in his grasp and spills ale down the front of his trousers. He gawks down at himself in horror. Ale-stained pants, wine-stained shirt. Quite the pair they make.
1,000 times I practiced my speech. Merda. Never did it go this poorly.
Do you know what? Have an ale on me.
Agrasima, do you know what my problem is, amigo? I am supposed to be in the business of giving bounties, but I know no one who hunts them.
Another bounty hunter?
No one will unfurl their sail for my humble payments. But I must start from the bottom and work my way to the top, Ak?
He might be land-based bounties, maybe. In which case, you don't happen to know anyone by the name of Merle the Mad, do you? Asking what bounties are available.
You will take the job?
He grips you by
the job.
He grips you by the shoulders and smiles, tears springing to the corners of his eyes.
Agrasima, something special for my first hunter, then.
He drains the tankard of ale that we had kindly given him and tucks it under his arm to retrieve his sheaf of notes.
I will start you on Miriam, the mad animancer. She tortures her victims with unspeakable treatments before casting what's left to Berath's will.
I see.
My contact saw her leaving Port Maje and heading west of Maje Island.
You'll have to excuse the smell. The decomposition is definitely setting in, but this wouldn't happen to be said Meriel, would it?
My first bounty to pay off.
Hey!
An exciting day for us both.
7 days worth of coin. 7 days worth of, you know what I mean, 7 nights stays in here. Nice.
Maybe it's not much, but as I make more deals, more pyres will be available, Ak?
Indeed. Do you happen to have any more? I don't have any more heads right now, but as you can quite see, I am rather proficient in the old bounty hunting game.
I finally managed to land the rights to a bounty of value. You may not like it. There is a thirsty drake who roosts near an oasis northeast of Maje Island. An important site for refilling canteens. The local tribes call him Purakeo, after a sea dragon of legend. Even so, they have no love for this water thief. Agrasima, you have but to ask.
Alright, so yes, we have got rid of Meriel's head. Got paid 1,400 coppers for it, which is cause for celebration, I suppose. Gives us extra extra cash in the coffers. it might allow us to purchase one of the items that we have seen on our travels today, if we're feeling frisky. Let's continue our exploration of the inn, shall we?
Sure.
Ooh, hang on, son. Hang on just a second. It's children watching, surely. A young woman lingers near the stage with a mug of ale clutched tight in her hands. Though she shows no interest in the dancers, the bags beneath her eyes speak to many long nights spent drinking in the tavern. She looks lazily about the room until her gaze alights on you with interest.
Have you seen an old elf hanging around here lately? Dresses funny, probably drunker than an eel in a barrel of mead.
Can't say I have.
Just crushing void, I thought as much. Ugh. Listen, the guy I'm looking for owes me a lot of money. 5,000 coppers. You help me find him, and I'll give you 20%.
What? 20% of 5,000? That's 1,000 coppers. And we just have to find the guy? Who is it that owes you this money?
The drunk old goat I was pestering you about. Oswald.
Oswald?
Like the credulous fool I am, I gave him a loan and he ran off before paying me back.
Yeah, I got a feeling we're not only going to have to find him, but we're also going to have to help him to get that money back somehow. Right. Are you sure you can't increase the percentage? After all, I will be doing all the legwork.
Fine. Andra's great sagging tits. Fine. You can have 40% and rights to whatever baubles Oswald has on him.
I don't strap on my adventuring boots for less than half, lady. We won't push it. Deal.
Haggling for the fun of it not keeping you busy enough?
Well...
The man I'm looking for, Oswald, was especially fond of one of the courtesans upstairs, Analis. Maybe you can get more out of her than I can. She refuses to speak to me, the snippy little cur.
I don't suppose you tried being nice.
She wasn't receptive to my particular charms. Let's see you do better.
Ah, well. Just so happens you're in luck, because I have been known to talk down a dragon, after all. But that's a tale for another night in the tavern, when we're both well into our cups.
Maybe you can get more out of her than I can. She refuses to speak to me, the snippy little cur. Come find me after you've talked to her. I'll be here, with my beer.
Okay, so we are picking up little opportunities to make coin, and I've just got to keep track, because, as I did think, we're going to end up with a load of quests and tasks to do, and I'm going to lose track of the damn things. But for the time being, this is something we can do right now. But there was also speaking to... Yeah, Captain Redora at the Wild Mare. So we can speak with Captain Redora while we're here, and then also try to find that other lady that we've already forgotten the name of. Analis. Right.
Got something you want to tell me?
They're probably both upstairs, to be honest.
No problem.
Let's just double check in this room first. Dancer. Backstage. Sailors and commoners. Oh, Captain Redora. Fancy seeing you here.
Sure.
You say I cannot down the rest? Watch me, amico.
A Valian sailor raises her tankard and arches her back to invite a torrent of ale down her expectant mouth. Holding this pose with nothing to show for it, she taps the tankard's base and furrows her brow at its apparent emptiness. Her companion shakes his head and focuses his attention elsewhere.
Madico, it is no wonder I thirst.
As she wipes her mouth with the back of her hand, her eyes widen and meet yours.
Adam, why do you stare?
Perhaps Fedoran thinking on his feet here, and if we can get in her good books, it'll make our bartering a little bit easier, and we stand to gain a hell of a lot more than 12 coppers from a discount. There you go, tossing 12 coppers her way. Next grog is on me. I've got a proposition for you. Which, not really much of a proposition, really. It's more like a debt collection.
Grassima. Even in the oasis I am parched. If you grant wishes, there is a vacancy on my ship.
Well, as a captain of the Lord Fedoran, as much as it would be a great pleasure to join you, I'm already taken.
Sientere, frero. Next time around the wheel, perhaps.
Perhaps. But I am here on business. I have been sent to collect your debt.
Merlin, and he hired muscle.
She takes a shaky step back. Oh, no need to fear, no need to fear. I like to do my negotiations with words, not with fists.
Sientere, but you are too late to collect.
She holds out her palms and flinches at the blow that doesn't come.
A gang in the northern alley stole every coin. I cannot hire a crew, much less repay Zamar.
Oh, I see. Why don't you tell me what happened?
Wizard lights drew me like a moth to the alley north of the Wild Mare. And the blow to the back of the head that followed, Merlight hurt. Then a wolf sat on my chest while a group of thugs went through my pockets.
Wolf?
Ah, it growled like a thunderstorm and drooled on my uniform. I stumbled back here and traded all I had left for the comforts of the mare.
Zamar mentioned pirate trouble. Could this gang be connected?
If they wanted Zamar to thirst for coin, it is possible. Botzos will regret it when I turn my cannons to their mast.
In that case, it sounds like my quarrel is with this gang. I bid you farewell and happy drinking.
When you got their leader, tell them Radora sent you.
She raises her mug and winks. I also like this type of music as well, by the way. Quite upbeat and jovial.
Got it.
Oh, it's so glorious.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out, is it the same music that I mentioned? No, it's not. It's different music. It's different music. It's not the same. Thinking, is it the same music I mentioned before? Nope, it's different. Right, so we have a couple of named people here. One of them is Ymir. Probably going to offer us some kind of service, but...
See something you like?
The dancer turns to greet you, a coy smile tugging at his lips. He's short for an elf, but no less graceful for his lacking height. His long face and dark eyes lend him a solemn air, but any hint of gloom is chased away by the wash of colour in his cheeks.
Did you enjoy the show? There's more to see, if you're interested.
Show? I didn't notice his show. I was looking for somebody, but perhaps I can find them on my own.
Till later, then.
And fumbling and bumbling over his words. Aha. Asking his party to wait out here. A young woman reclines on the cushions, a hooker hose held delicately in one hand. Eyes closed, she sings to herself. Her voice is soft and inviting. She doesn't move when she hears you approach, but slowly opens her eyes with a lazy smile.
Come, lay your head on my breast. I will read to you the work of my favorite poet, Skilber.
You miss, I'm here on official business. That's right. I don't have time to be laying my head on breasts. at the moment, Fedoran spitting out, going red-faced. I'm looking... Khan downstairs is looking for someone named Oswald. Does it sound familiar?
I'm sure I don't know who you're talking about. Now, please leave.
Fedoran snapped right out of his stuttering at the change of her demeanour. She gestures towards the door and makes a shooing motion. Hang on. Look. It's clear you care quite a bit about him. Let me help. She chews on a knuckle, brow furrowed, deciding whether she should trust you. Then she sighs heavily and gives you a sheepish smile.
Oswald has visited oft of late. He's a sentimental old man, and he longs for the words of our homeland, Adir. I would often read the old epics to him in their original Eldidiran.
A wistful smile spreads across her face.
He's grown paranoid recently, however, always muttering about the shadows following him and other such nonsense. It was quite unnerving, frankly. He came to me in a panic a few days ago and shoved his journal into my hands. He told me he'd be back for it, but I've not seen hide nor hair of him since. I wonder, perhaps his journal would help you find him. Here, take this key. You'll find the journal in my armoire.
Pleasure doing official business with you, my dear.
Why not?
We'll leave the Adiran clothing and give the journal to Khan. Can we actually read the journal ourselves first? Where's our quest items? Aha! There you go. Godandag. This afternoon I walked the streets of Nekataka and felt an unusual spring in my step. I cannot be sure if it is the fine weather of the archipelago or my great distance from the Deerwood and the blasted Goose and Fox Inn that has gifted me this buoyancy of spirit, but I am grateful nonetheless. I have seen no sign of the girl, highly be praised. God's willing, I have slipped her net at last. Mekwinsdag. The shadows are strange here, seems to move of their own accord. As I passed from Queen's Berth to Periki's Overlook this morning, I could have sworn I saw one turn to face me, then another. I fled the area as quickly as I could, and as far as I can tell, I was not followed. I have many enemies, as any man of a roguish adventurous mien should, though none have cause to search for me here. I know these shadows must be but a trick of the mind, but still I am uneasy. The next entry is written in a shaky, wild hand, clearly penned in great haste. Ritlingsdag. As I put me down to bed this evening, I heard a faint whispering beneath my window. I always leave it open to better catch the breeze, and thanks be to Hylia for it, or I might have been none the wiser. However, when I went to investigate, no one was there, and yet I know I heard voices. I may be old, perhaps even paranoid, but I am not crazy. I must leave this place with all haste. Gods protect me in my flight. On the next and final page of his journal is the symbol of Wodica, a broken crown scrawled in a deep red ink.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly poke my nose. Who is this? Is that a godlike?
Yeah.
Oh my god. What kind of a setup is this? A fire godlike woman polishes a pair of stocks, tending to them with the fondness of a mother for her favourite child. The room is dim, illuminated only by the glow of her steel-forged skin. Her eyes burn with the light of Magran's fire. When she hears you enter, she shoots you a look of utter
I will
contempt.
give you an experience you won't soon forget.
Let's see you later, love. That's a bit too extreme for Fedora's tastes. Being chained up. Goodness grievous. Okay. And here is a burly dwarven man humming a jaunty tune. He greets you with a smile and a humongous outstretched hand. His grip is strong and sure.
To seek ablutions for your sins? Get it? Ablutions? Absolution? I crack myself up. Gets me every time.
Wipes a tear from his eye, still chuckling.
Massage? Bath? Whatever you need. Just ask.
Thank you. I'm just having a bit of a look around, eyeing up the services. Fedoran has acquired a little bit of coin, you know, between the start of the day and now, and maybe, just maybe, off camera, he may wish to partake in some entertainment. Maybe. He's got a fine selection to choose from after all, or perhaps he'll just have something to eat, a tot of rum, and get himself straight to bed. For now. Right. Let me just read the quest description for this, because it seems like we might be able to find him without her. I think if we use her... Is it this one? Right, so Khan. Okay, so we have to report back to Khan, so we will do so.
Yeah.
As our final act of the session. Oh, got a new dancer on today. Okay, got an arm Mauer.
Yeah.
Good to see they changed the clientele.
Have you got any leads on that mad old goat yet?
We could pry, but considering that she's quite short-tempered, perhaps we'll leave it and just skip straight to business. Khan flips through Oswald's journal and stops and looks up at you, eyes wide. Someone has hastily scrawled the broken crown symbol of Wodaka across the last page. Of course we know that, we've seen. She mutters to herself. She traces a symbol with her finger and frowns.
Oh, Oswald, you really stepped in it now, haven't you? Getting mixed up with Woodakins? You damned old fool.
She shakes her head sadly and closes the journal with a snap.
Where could they have taken him?
You look like you may have sailed through half of the Deadfire to get here. You don't have any clue, any leads, any hints?
Not really. To be honest, I spent most of the trip out from Defiance Bay, bent over the bulwark, giving Andra a taste of my innards. I hate boats. Damn, if only I could find that captain who gave us passage to the Deadfire. Bet he'd know. Wait a tick.
She blinks, remembering.
When our ship neared Nekataka, the bosun told me about a weird temple on an island in the Karatapu Channel, southwest of the city. She wouldn't tell me what it was for, though. Got real spooked when I asked.
We have seen that Karatapu Channel on the on the map when we were sailing towards Nekataka. Well, continue.
Why don't you go take a look? With any luck, you'll catch the old goat there in one piece, and we'll both leave here with some weight in our purse.
All right. So another quest to add to the list, but there you have it, folks. This session's been a long one. I have had to pause the session, but leave the recording running due to a phone call, so I'm not going to know how long it's going to be, but it could well be over an hour, so I'll see how it's going to play out, whether I cut it up into 2 bits or leave it as one long one. But I've had a great time. It's been fun exploring this part of Nekataka. We've picked up some quests. Got a bit of coin, which is nice, considering we're just about to spend another 200 on on the same room as last night. But I think the order of business in the next session will be further exploration, if we can happen across a new district. But actually, before we get to even that, it might be dealing with mugger pirates. Nothing like slaying a few pirates in the morning to, blow out the cobwebs of a hearty night's sleep. Right, so we might do that first, but yeah, there's plenty to do. shopping to be had, and exploring aplenty. We're going to be in Nekataka for some time. The adventures will continue in the next session, of course, so join me then.
No problem.
See you soon.